Hey, welcome back. Today we are in Pittsburgh. With me is District Chief Justin Sypolt. Justin's going to show us around today and explain some more to us about the Pittsburgh Bureau of EMS, which is a very unique organization. Chief, I'm going to give you a chance to introduce yourself, and then I got some questions for you to help anybody understand the Bureau a little better.
Yeah, of course. Like you said, I'm District Chief Justin Sypolt. I've been with the Bureau for 18 years, and I've been in the role as District Chief for the past 6.
Very cool. Well, thank you for having us, Chief. We greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, of course. We're glad to have you.
Thank you. And so, can you explain the rank structure for the Bureau of EMS from top down?
Yeah, of course. From top down, we have the Chief of EMS, Mary Gilchrist. We have Deputy Chief Jeff Tremmel, Assistant Chief Jen McDermott Grubb. Below the Assistant Chief, we have 3 Division Chiefs. One is in charge of the Ambulance Division, one in charge of the Rescue Division, and the 3rd oversees the Training Division. Beneath the Division Chiefs, we have an Operations and Safety Chief, and then we have 10 District Chiefs that are staffed around the clock. So we have at least 2, sometimes 3 District Chiefs on duty at all times, overseeing operations throughout the city. And then on each unit, we have crew chiefs, paramedics, advanced EMTs, and EMTs.
Okay. So obviously a city like Pittsburgh, it's a very busy system. What's your annual call volume?
We run about 65,000 calls a year, but that doesn't count necessarily when we have multi-unit responses. So if you added up the response of every unit together, typically we're over about 80,000 responses annually.
Very good. And how many stations?
Well, we have some stations that are not staffed full-time. So building-wise, including EMS headquarters, we have 13. But we run 13 ALS medic units. We run 2 heavy rescue trucks. We have river rescue, EMS headquarters where the district chiefs run out of. And many of the EMS stations also house some additional equipment, some of which we'll see today. We have BLS units that are housed with ALS units, rescue trucks that are housed with ALS units like you see behind us here today. Some of our units house some of our special operations units as well.
Okay, very good. And Chief did mention about the special operations, which I'm kind of fascinated with. A little bit later today, we're going to get out and we're going to show you some of that stuff. We're going to stop by and see the inner workings of the Special Operations Division. Chief, if there's anybody out there watching right now that is aspiring of becoming an EMT or a paramedic and they want to apply, what's the process for them to do so?
So the easiest way to apply is to go to our website. So www.pittsburghpa.gov. and go to the jobs tab where you can search for careers in the city. When our application is open, you'll be able to navigate to that specific link that will then give you all the information you need to apply for a job at Pittsburgh EMS.
Very good. There you go. Any aspiring EMTs out there? There you go. So Chief, if you're okay with it, we're gonna take a ride around the city and see what all this cool stuff is I've been hearing about.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Hey, here we are in the Knoxville section of Pittsburgh. With me is Sam. And we are at Ambulance 47 and Medic 2. I'm going to let Sam introduce himself and let you know what he loves about the Bureau of EMS and what he's got going on today. Sam?
Thanks, Scott. I appreciate it. So I've been an EMT with the city here for just about a year now. I actually started in rural Pennsylvania in Du Bois, and up there it kind of gets a little slower. So that was one of the big things I was looking forward to, was coming down here, just having a lot more calls, some more serious medical issues, different things like that we could run. And I've just absolutely loved my experience here since I've gotten here.
Sam's going to be kind enough to give us a walk around. This is one of the BLS units, correct?
That's correct. So yeah, BLS, that's our basic life support vehicles. We have BLS and ALS, which is advanced life support. Primarily, we run 2 EMTs. Occasionally, we get an advanced EMT in there that can do some additional interventions as well. But generally, this is the truck that you get on most basic emergency calls. Whether it's a lift assist, the frequent 2 a.m. toe pain, or the nausea, vomiting. We even do get to see some more serious things. Once the call volume picks up and we get a lot busier. But yeah, so yeah, this is our BLS truck. Like I said, it's outfitted with a lot of the same gear that are in the ALS trucks. Of course, the medic units, they have a lot more interventions they can do, so they get all the fun drugs and equipment to play with. All right, Scott, we're going to give your viewers a little look on what's on the inside of these trucks. One of the things I appreciate the most about Pittsburgh EMS is our sense of organization. So while this is a BLS truck, most of the trucks, the gear is all set up kind of the same, so that way we're able to find it easily. Starting in this back compartment here, this is most of our extrication gear. We do have our pediatric and adult C-collars here for our trauma patients. This big metal thing is called a scoop stretcher. It essentially breaks apart, scoops right underneath the patient. We can extricate them from a difficult situation. Behind that, we have our backboards. And then just kind of moving up the compartments here, the compartment on the side of the truck here, this is where we keep a lot of our rescue stuff as well as our forced entry tools so we can access vehicles or residences that are otherwise locked. Big green bag down here. We all EMS personnel handle rescue situations in the city, so we all carry a full set of turnout gears, just like the fire department has. We've got the full coat, boots, pants, everything in there. So we keep all that stuff in there so it's readily accessible when we need it. Front compartment up here is mainly for our oxygen. That's where the main oxygen tank is stored, as well as our splinting for anybody that has any broken bones or dislocated joints. Big orange thing in the back there is probably one of our most frequently used items. That's called a Reeves, and it's kind of like just like a fold-up cot. So when we can't get the stretcher inside to somebody's house, it's difficult to access them. We'll plop them on that Reeves device. This is the main cabin where the patients and all the treatment happens. Of course, we've got our stretcher. The big orange bag is our first in bag that holds most of our equipment in it that we'll need on scene of any situation. We've got our stair chair for extrications. The cabins are filled with various different interventions and materials. You've got your gauze and your Band-Aids, different medications, cold packs, hot packs, airway management supplies, flashlights. We also carry what's called the PD-Mate, which is a special device used to kind of like a car seat for small children that straps right onto the stretcher there. We'll move along to the side compartment here. Again, in this back compartment, this handles a lot of our miscellaneous tools. Again, we have some more more forced entry equipment in here, as well as our mass casualty gear in case there's a mass casualty incident. We also have some rescue supplies in there. Because of the rivers and everything, all units carry life vests and a throw pack, road flares, shovel, rock salt, chains, jumper cables, all the miscellaneous gear goes back in this compartment. Moving up to the front compartment, this one opens both on the side and it's also accessible from the inside of the ambulance. So we carry our AED, our suction device, active shooter equipment. We have our pediatric bag as well as our trauma bag, airway management supplies, an extra oxygen tank as well. And then we also have our air splinter stored in there. And then all the extra batteries to power the truck gets stored in this underneath compartment here. Like I said, most of these trucks throughout the city are all set up exactly the same. So whenever you go from one unit to another, or maybe fire department has to come out and get a piece of equipment for you, they know exactly where it's located, and we're able to deal with that situation efficiently.
Hey, here we are in the West End neighborhood at Medic 3. This is a former firehouse of Engine Tent for the Pittsburgh Bureau of Fire. With me is Justin. Justin is one of the paramedics on duty today at Medic 3. I'm going to let Justin introduce himself and kind of tell you what he loves about the Bureau of EMS. Justin?
My name's Justin. I'm a crew chief at Medic 3. I've been at the department about 10 years. I love working for Pittsburgh EMS. It's one of the best jobs I think you can have, being a paramedic, with all the different things that you can do. It's never a boring day. There's always something great going on, calls, different trainings. Everything you could think of in a public safety job you can do here.
Very cool. How long have you been on the job?
I've been here about 10 years.
Okay, cool. About halfway to retirement?
Yeah, about halfway. Some people might actually be counting that down. I'm not, I don't think.
All right, well, cool. Well, hey, Justin's going to be nice enough. If they don't get a run, we're going to take a quick tour around Medic 3 and see what they got on board.
All right, so going around the truck, this first compartment, a little different than most ambulance places. We have a combi tool for vehicle rescue and glass masters, hazmat suits, Halligan bars, shovels, everything you could use and need to get into a vehicle or a house before the rescue truck shows up to start. These compartments have our gear. All the paramedics are outfitted with their own turnout gear, life vest for water rescue. There's some rope harnesses. I said everybody gets trained in rescue services so we can get started before the rescue truck gets there. Come back here a little more. This is more normal. This is just like a immobilization, stabilization, backboards, C-collars, stair share, everything to get somebody out of a place you wouldn't want them to be. Going to this side, we have cribbing, vehicle accidents, 2 SCBAs for any environment that we would need, breathing protection. And then if you come up to this compartment, this has what most people are used to. It has the bags for medical gear, pediatric bags, trauma bags, has a monitor, oxygen, drug box, everything most people are used to seeing in an ambulance. We can get through this compartment that we can get in from the inside or outside, so we don't have to get in a truck to get our equipment. Coming into the ambulance, it's standard ambulance, power stretchers.
Hey, here we are at the Bloomfield station. We got Gino and Sean. They're assigned to Rescue 1 today. I'm going to let Gino and Sean introduce themselves, and then we're going to get a look at another specialty unit that's stationed right here. Guys?
Sean Eichenberg. I'm a paramedic crew chief with the city of Pittsburgh since 1999, so 26 years. I'm currently assigned to Rescue 1. I wear a few other hats in the department as well.
I'm Gino Dinacente. I came on board with Sean. Started in 99. So again, paramedic here in the city of Pittsburgh for 26 years. What's your ass?
All right, so this is about a 20 by 30 inflatable hazardous hazmat decon tent. It's ours in our department for us because this is going to be the one that'll be the technical decon for medically injured or treatment necessary patients when they're coming out of a hazardous material incident. So the decon tent has a numerous amount of accessories that go along with it. All the stuff up here on the shelves are the blowers, air vents for it, the heater, all the things that we use in the event that are accessories to that, along with this is actually a hot water heater so that we can actually give warm water and actually do all the decon with warm water and solution that's actually mixed in right from the system that's there. As you move further back into the truck, we have a bunch of floorboards that elevate things and roller system here that we can actually slide patients through on the backboards that we have available in here if we need to. We can put patients on the boards and they'll actually slide on the rollers across the system. On top of this here is more of the equipment that goes with that, a lot of the hoses, additional blowers, and equipment that do all the attachments to connect all the utilities that are inside of the tent to be used in the event that we're doing a significant decon. On this side of the truck is more of the medical or the equipment side. For the personnel that are working, we have all of our hazmat suits associated by level of suits and increasing in capacity or availability of the threat that we're dealing with going down the top. All the equipment here is all patient equipment for the most part. This would be like pre and post decon garb that people could put their clothes in, have clothes to wear going through decon and after decon. Same with the bottom row over here. The only other additional equipment we have, you already saw the backboards, and then we have the garbage cans there to take all the contaminated things or stuff away as we clean people or take their equipment, their personal belongings from them. On top of that, we have a few containment systems here, balloons that contain all the hazardous runoff and stuff, and after all the cleanings that we can pump that stuff off and you contain it, and we don't obviously just leave it there at the scene so it can be disposed of properly.
Hey, here we are at one of the Special Operations Division's training sites for the motorcycles. With me is Nick. Nick is the liaison for the training for the motorcycles. I'm going to let Nick introduce himself real quick and tell you what the motorcycle division's all about. Nick?
My name is Nick D'Ambrosio. I'm a paramedic with the City of Pittsburgh Bureau of EMS. This is our motorcycle division. These are mostly deployed for special events. It was originally started in 1999 as a joint venture with Mayor Bob O'Connor, or not Mayor, he wasn't mayor yet, he was a general chief operations or something, but Bob O'Connor kind of came to the Bureau and said he wanted to deploy something for quick response for large crowds. That's majority of what we do, like we're Steeler games, marathons, 5Ks, events where people are, a little more difficult to get to than an ambulance. So it originally started that, and it's grown from 2 cycles to 4. And we have around 12 riders. We're trying to get a couple more in there now.
Very cool. So if you're a paramedic in the Bureau, what process do you have to go through to get to this point?
So just like any other specialty team, like you got to hold rank. And then after that, it goes out to a selection bid. So you submit an interest. You got to have a motorcycle license, and then we do a testing process, so that can last like a week long. It's 1 8-hour day. We come out and we kind of put you through like a general basic course similar to this, but like much more, you know, lenient on what the riders can do. Get them introduced and used to the motorcycle, and then if they pass, they have to have a passing score of 70. You know, we have a scoring system that we kind of deploy on how we, you know, cones downs and, you know, hitting stuff and going out of bounds. And then based on your seniority and your scoring, we'll put you in a place where we can determine whether or not we can put you through an 80-hour course. Standard police motorcycle training, 80 hours is kind of the standard. It's Monday through Friday. 8 hours you come out here and we go through stuff as cone patterns, emergency braking, off-roading, tactical maneuvers, and curb jumps. You know, a bunch of other things that we do to kind of get you prepared to use the motorcycles we use.
Very cool. There you go. How cool is that, Nick? Thank you for your time.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
All right, another part of the Special Operations Division here in the Bureau is down here at the boathouse by PNC Park. With me is Sam. She's one of the paramedic divers on today. I'm going to let her introduce herself, and then we're going to take a quick tour of the boats they use. Sam?
Hi, I'm Sam. I have been a medic here at Pittsburgh EMS for 11 years. I've been a rescue diver for about 2.
Very cool. And what do you love about the Bureau? What's the highlight of your career here?
River rescue.
There you have it. So Sam's going to take us around the boat, and you'll see what they use on a daily basis to protect you on the river.
Okay, so here we are on our secondary vessel. Our primary is being worked on currently, but this is what we will use if we get a call. We have a fire pump here. If there's anything that goes on the water that needs suppressed with water, we will do that as well. In here is where we keep all our setups. So if we go out on a dive op, we can just get dressed in here on our way to the call. We sit down, we put on our setups, and we're able to get ready pretty quickly and hop on into the water to do what we have to do, either surface or subsurface rescues. We also keep all of our medic equipment in here, our monitors, we have drug boxes, we have a plethora of extra things like throw bags laying around, our suction unit. So pretty much we can do anything that our medic units do on land, on the water.
My name's Pat. I'm also one of the river rescue divers here. I've been a paramedic with the city for 13 years now, diver on river rescue for the past 2. One of the other pieces of equipment that we have to do more detailed searches that we keep in our boathouse and we can deploy as we need is our EdgeTech, side scan sonar. We call it our towfish. It hooks up to this computer through about a 200-foot cable, and we tow it behind the boat or next to the boat, and we can get super detailed images of the bottom. So if we're doing searches for vehicles, persons, this is even detailed enough where we can search for small objects if we need to. It's not something we use every day because it does take a little bit longer to set up, and to get a good image quality, we have to use the boat at a very slow speed. But when we're doing a real detailed search, especially over a large area, it works absolutely amazing. And with the software it has it'll actually map out exactly where we've searched on any waterway we happen to be on, so you can see and make sure that you haven't missed anything.
Hey, another branch of the Special Operations Division here in the Bureau of EMS is the Swiftwater Rescue. They're stationed here with Medic 2 I'm going to let District Chief Justin Sypolt explain to you how that all fits into the daily operation. Chief.
Yeah, great. Thank you. So the Swiftwater Rescue team is made up primarily of river rescue divers and also a handful of other personnel that have been trained in all aspects of Swiftwater Rescue. As you know, in the city, there are lots of hills, lots of small streams and rivers that kind of flow through. And when we get a lot of heavy rain, it's not uncommon that we have some flooding in low-lying areas. And unfortunately, there have been some people that have been injured over the years in some of these floodwaters. So our response to that is being able to stand up swiftwater and flood response units when either we're expecting incoming heavy rains or when there's some type of unexpected flooding. So when that happens, we staff the unit with a number of Swiftwater technicians that are also trained in emergency boat operations, advanced line systems rescue, and in the wintertime, we get a lot of ice, so these folks all have ice rescue training as well. So here at Medic 2, we have the Swiftwater vehicle staged along with 2 inflatable boats that ride on a trailer that we pull with us. And this unit primarily covers the south end of the town. So Route 51, which is just below us here at the bottom of Bousman Street. And Fire, who has another similar setup, they cover a different part of the city. So between the 2 units, we are able to respond anywhere in the city if there's a swiftwater or floodwater related incident.
Very good. Thank you, Chief.
Yeah.
All right, here we are in the heart of Pittsburgh, right in downtown. Rescue Company 2, Medic 14. The crew behind me is the Rescue Crew 2 today. I'm going to let them introduce themselves and let you know what they love about the Bureau and their career and Rescue 2. Guys.
Hi, I'm Crew Chief Dwayne Lewis. I've been a paramedic with the City of Pittsburgh for 34 years. I've been working rescue for the past 10.
Mark Schneider, been a paramedic for 40 years for the city. Been on rescue for 10 years.
I'm Jen Bombera. I've been with the city for 26 years, and I've been at Rescue 2 for a year and a half.
Okay, this is our rescue truck. It's where we keep all our equipment. We're basically the biggest toolbox in the city. A lot of our hand tools in here. A lot of our, we got some ring cutters. We got saws. We got light towers. Our forced entry kits. Everything you can go as we come down. We got our airbag systems here. Room to keep our bunker gear in. One of our top calls that we get is elevators. People stuck in elevators. This is our elevator kit. This gets us into just about every elevator in the city. Our air tanks that we have here, fire extinguishers. This is our hearse system back here. On board, we have. We very rarely use this since we have the hydraulics, but we. This is our onboard system here. So keep coming around with me here.
That functions as a backup to the hydraulics.
We have our Stokes baskets here. We also have some more airbags, our Paratex. A lot of our saws are in this compartment over here. As we roll around, we have our hearse tools. These ones we can carry. We don't need any cords. They're battery operated. Some of our ladders, our 42s for support. We have more air tanks, tripods, saws. This is our air system where we can run our airbags off of and our air tools. And our whole rope compartment over here. And our hardware, our cribbing, any kind of rope job we have, we run out of this compartment right here. This is a new addition with our rescue trucks. Now we have a medical compartment instead of just put them in. We have an outside compartment for easy access. Basically all your monitor, drug box, bag, and a Lucas device that does CPR for us. This is where the captain sits, or the crew chief. Mr. Dwayne Lewis. We have our indoor system here. We have basically we can still put 4 people in there, but we only have the 3-door system with that. We have our winch in the front here. And that's pretty much just a fast with the on top we keep our ladders and a lot of our compartments are on top of the coffin compartments are on top to keep a boat and a lot of other equipment up there also.
All right, one of the cool things about downtown here where Rescue 2 is located, this historic firehouse. It's one of the oldest active fire stations in the city, and you can tell outside it still has the Engine Company 1 logo in the stone. And Mark knows all about the history here, so I'm going to let him give you a brief rundown of how this station was used by the Bureau of Fire, then eventually Bureau of EMS. Mark?
Yes, this was opened in 1900. It ran Engine Company number 1 out of the front of the building. Engine Company number 30 was in the rear of the building. When they built PNC Park, they moved us from the north side over here, and we've been running out of this establishment about 30 years.
Very cool. Very cool place here. You can feel the history as you're standing inside here right now.